um,
Provide support for the ISIS units,
basically
man.
that's what they were.
ISIS
But really,
getting
they're
blown
probably
up.
like some top level elite fucking fighters they're sending in to basically get at Russia, man. So that proxy war is no more proxy war. It's a full-fledged. They're going, and it was like that before, but now it's like you got Russia with boots on the ground, and you got America with boots on the ground. They're going at it, man. So we're in the midst of World War III already.
Just to say, you can find that document in The Guardian online, titled "Obama Orders U.S. Special Forces to Assist Fight Against ISIS in Syria."
See, special forces, not no lame brain fucking fighters. Special forces, man. So that shows you he wants that ground in Syria. But that's a pivotal. Syria is one of the main allies to Russia in that region.
And
if
to
only
Iran.
Iran as well. If only maybe the most important, because that triangle right there of Iran, Syria and Russia, in terms of the Middle East, that's what they got, man. But the rest, everyone else has really been taken out, man.
That's it. That's kind of like the last bastion, man, before Iran. Let me read this. 2 Peter 3 and let me start from verse 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. So that means the Most High is long suffering. That's because like he's had a long period of time, man, to run his bullshit on the planet Earth, man. Like since he came in the 1400s, he's just been multiplying in wickedness, man. If you go by like every century, Esau just waxed worse and worse, man. And now he's just like at an unprecedented point, man. Like on my way to work, I go past a theater, like this like the two shows that these guys are doing on. One's a drag queen show, and the other's some old white dude dressed up as a woman, man. I'm like, that's all this society promotes, man. Homosexuality, transgenders, women's rights, all that kind of bullshit, man. And meanwhile, that's just for the masses though. The actual elite, they don't give a fuck about any of that shit, man. These guys are just looking to have everyone on a slave level. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So that's what's looking to come, man. That's that nuclear war. That's what's actually kicking off in the Middle East. The people, like, you talk to them, oh, blah, blah, World War III. They're going to say, oh, no, it's not going to happen, you know, blah, blah, or whatever, America, Russia. But then they don't, like, or they'll say, oh, you know, it's not going to be, like, if it's not going to be a war because it will go to nukes. But they don't realize, like, them nukes, they're not ornaments, man. You don't see, like, now, if you go to, like, the Imperial War Museum, you'll see a Spitfire just sitting there, all hanging, like, on a nice angle, looking sweet. They had, what was it, in the Tate Museum, they had like an F-16 like upside down, like kind of nose diving into the ground. You're not gonna see nukes like that, man. Nukes are sitting in silos, waiting to get their heads attached so they can get sent off to America, man. That's what the nukes are for, man. They're active and they're gonna achieve their purpose, man.
Yeah, and just to say that, why do you think they keep trying to get strongholds in certain regions, man? America's got a stronghold in I believe it's the Midlands or up north in the UK, where basically they have a base where it's basically a missile defense system. Why the fuck they got that if it's just an ornament that they're gonna keep in a silo somewhere till it get dust? That's there for a reason, man. They got a Star Wars program, a Star Wars fucking program. Star Wars, bitch. That's what they got, man. No, real talk. They got a Star Wars, nigga. They make the. You just gotta think about the movie Star Wars, yeah. The Force and alien flying, well, UFO, so to speak, which we know are the chariots of Israel. They got all that in the movie. But they got a program called the Star Wars program that was done in the 80s, where basically they said it's basically set up in the event of an alien invasion. All the countries will come together to fight against the
enemy.
the enemy.
The enemy.
Which is Yahweh Shai and the angels. So if they got all these things, these contingencies in place, that means that there's a reason. So if they got a Star Wars program for UFOs, which a damn near no one believes, you can bet your ass here that they're gonna nuke each other when World War III goes down. It tells you in Isaiah 9 and 5, man. All the battles of the warriors with blood,
Garments rolled with blood.
yeah, and noise. But this time shall be with fire and burning the flesh. Loosely paraphrasing, man. This third war is going to be a firefight, man. And it's where America's going to be turned into a lake of fire, man. That's what's going to happen, man.
This is Revelations 19:19, and I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse, which the horse is Yahweh Shai sitting in the chariot, and against his army and the angels. Verse 20, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast and them that worshipped his image.
Talking about Esau's elite, man.
These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone.
That's right, man, and that's what's gonna happen, man. Everyone that's gonna try and oppose Yahweh Shai, man, and the angels, and the elect, and the angels that are coming on this earth to set things right, they're gonna be thrown into that lake of fire with fire and brimstone. And basically that's where the elect are gonna behold from the chariots, man, down upon the lake of fire and see it, and it's gonna be a glorious day. Because we don't like fucking America, man. America's a piece of shit place that needs to go, man. And we barely like England, and England ain't even half as bad. Well, it's bad, but it ain't half as bad as fucking America, man. That's why you got demons fucking dying every day down in America, man. You got all kinds of fuckery happening over in America. Why is that? Because the Lord's got envy and anger against it, man.
Come on. Let me finish off the previous one. Yeah, and 2 Peter 3:10, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness? See, that says all these things are going to be dissolved, man. So that means all this entire realm, as it exists, is going to come to an end, man. No one's going to be in the kingdom. No one's going to be celebrating July 4th, man, Independence Day, man.
Or May Day or whatever.
I know. All those little witch, like fucking Halloween. And if anyone tries to celebrate some Halloween, man, they're gonna find themselves like 6 feet deep, man. Like all the things that are upheld by the society are gonna come to an end, man. This whole Christmas shit, man. Like even how how Esau deals with these things, like with shit, man. Like women ain't gonna be running their mouth in the kingdom, man. Like all this realm, the way everything runs, man. This is all very temporal, man. This is like all of it is very fresh, man. Women weren't running their mouth back in the 40s, man. But now, like you like we'll be talking on the street, and a woman will come up and think she's anointed by God to know the scriptures.
Or even tell you that not to mess with the scriptures, to fuck with Kemet, man.
Fuck's sake.
And these women are weak, man. These women ain't built for this shit, man.
No, it's all.
You ain't built for this shit.
Was it Joel 2 and what else? Oh yeah, Joel 2 and 9. They shall run to and fro in the I think it was Joel 2 and 7. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. So that's talking about the missiles, man. The missiles when they come over, man, they ain't no defense system gonna stop them. They ain't nothing gonna stop them, man. They're gonna march. They're gonna go along their course and they're gonna land, man. There was that what do you call it, man? The apparently it was a missile, like that was going through the sky, and some guys recorded it had like a big blazing light behind it, and everyone was freaking out. They're like, "Oh my God, what's that? Oh, is it a missile?" That's just like that could have just been like Esau just running like a little operation, man, just to test to see how people respond, man. But they said it was like apparently it was a missile test or something from American troops. But it was just a big light going through the sky, and then people were freaking out, man. So when the missiles come, people aren't gonna know what to do, man. Like these guys, they're not thinking. They're thinking about fucking about what happened on EastEnders, about the fucking Arsenal football match, man. That's what people are paying attention to, man. Once the missiles are soaring through the sky, getting ready to roast them, man. That's gonna be like the farthest thing from their mind, man.
Yeah, I wanted to basically get as quick as possible, get through these documents still. Pretty much the meat of the reason why we done this video or this open forum is pretty much to cover the draft communications data bill, which was spoken of by Theresa May in Parliament, otherwise known as the Snoopers Charter, which I'll read this brief piece of information.
That's the nickname, the Snoopers Charter.
Right.
But it's a communications data bill. But you're going, bro.
The draft communications data bill, nicknamed the Snoopers Charter or Snoopers Charter, whatever, is draft legislation proposed by Home Secretary Theresa May in the United Kingdom, which would require internet service providers and mobile phone companies to maintain records of each user's internet browsing activity, including social media, email correspondence, voicemails, voice calls, internet gaming, and mobile phone messaging services, and store the records for 12 months.
That's total control, man. That shows you they're far extending their hand, man. That black hand of Satan. Or red hand of Satan.
Hey, man, I'm gonna cut that line. What's up, Satan's black.
Satan is black. He's an angel, you know. But yo, their red hand is there, that shit, man.
Retention of email and telephone contact data for this time. Store the records for 12 months. Of this time is already required by the Data Retention Regulations 2014. So that's the anticipated cost is 1.8 billion.
And as with all budgets by this government, it's gonna go over by like at least 5 billion, man.
They're gonna be pocketing some of that money, man.
Because even the Olympics was meant to be like, I think 5 billion. They went in like, I think it was 8, and they went to like 13, so something double, like more than double. So, no, that's Esau, man. That's the shit he's pushing through. Then all these niggas, they're gonna have just like some niggas with WhatsApp messages to their bitch, gonna have fucking 30 gigs of that shit from the year, man. If this guy makes a joke like, oh blah blah blah, what's his name, David Cameron with a pig head on his fucking dick or some shit. These guys are gonna have that shit, man.
Yeah.
These guys are gonna like, look, man. When you wipe your ass, man, they're gonna know, man. And that's what it's gonna. The thing is, it just starts with this, and that's not even like War Powers Act. It's not even like if this country goes to war, then they'll say, okay, you know, executive order, blah blah blah. Then they can get more powers. Like then we have reason to believe there's enemy in the country, you know, so we need to blah blah blah.
It's basically like the stop and search on methamphetamines and cocaine and heroin, man. You know, this an extreme stop and search.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Where they can trump up as many charges as they want on you, and at the end of it, they're gonna say, you know what, take the chip and we'll wipe the slate clean. Mm-hmm. That's really what they're doing, man. Even different ways they can do it is either by these legislations or policies, and they can also do it by your debt that you pretty much owe as soon as you're born. as part of the national debt that the country would owe, and pretty much the international debt
that everyone owes.
that everyone owes on the day that you're born. So everybody in this society is pretty much in debt because that's what's perpetuated by the system or the government because of their fiat currency. Because they have the ability to print money. All these politicians and politics and voting really has no credibility because at the end of the day, they just print money and they do whatever the hell they like. Now, one of the things that she said is part of the government's duty to police the way that the suspicions are conducted. But those politicians and so forth, they're under the control of the people that own the money and print the money anyway. So they're just puppets by them. They just say that to people to make them feel comforted.
Yeah, Parliament. All this is just a show, man. It's like back in Rome, the bread and circuses, man. And it's funny because even in Rome, like the way it went to an empire was, they like the what was he called, man?
Emperor.
Nah, before he was an emperor, man. In the Republic, he was a kind of president or whatever of Rome. Would get when he was given like executive powers, and he didn't want to give the powers back. So it's the same thing happening now. It's like they're just gonna say, okay, I'm gonna pass all these laws, blah blah blah. Then before you know it, you're living under it, man. You're living under oppression. Like that's how they're gonna run you, man.
And that's the same with the birth certificate and all these different identification.
Yeah, even the passport, man.
The passport, because it was only because of the World War. They said everyone needs to be identified, and pretty much all the way up until now, the new passport has a chip.
Yep. And that just brings me back because we watched a video where they basically forced a new form of chip upon a micro